team. We have a very special guest today, and I hope you can hear me over all the noise back here with rivet guns and drills and so forth. What we're doing is we are building an airplane in the EAA booth here in 1 week. We hope to have the airplane not quite flyable, but pretty close by the end of the week, yes? And I am very fortunate to sit here with a woman from Ghana. Her name is Patricia Mawuli Porter. Did I get that right?
That's right.
Very good. And welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell me your background and how did you end up helping youth in Oshkosh, Wisconsin when you live in Ghana?
I'm a pilot professionally and an engineer as well. So I come from Ghana in West Africa, and at home I build a lot of the Zenith CH701s, and at the moment building the Zenith CH801, which is 4-seater version of the 2-seat. And about a month ago, I heard about EAA Air Venture, of course. About 3 years ago, I was here as well, my first time. And so this year, when I heard there was going to be a plane being built, which is going to be the CH701 Cruiser, and they had different teams. They have a lot of leaders to lead the teams, but unfortunately, there was no woman in the industry who already built aircraft. And when I heard this, I said, I'm more than happy to come and help. And since in Ghana, already a lot of my focus is on women, teaching them aviation and engineering, I said, I'm more than happy to come and help the youth do this. And this is why I'm here.
Wonderful. So when you say engineer, is that the equivalent of an airframe and power plant license in this country? What does engineer mean?
I think most people will call it mechanic. Yeah.
Okay, so a mechanic, and I understand you're also a CFI.
And I'm the only woman's flight instructor in the whole of West Africa.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
But everybody tells you that, right?
I think, yes, everybody tells me I'm amazing.
Wonderful. That's really great. So you've come up here and you've now spent all these, this is Thursday, and you have spent the first 4 days of the week working in this booth every day.
Yes.
And what are you
right.
mainly doing?
Well, when I first started, my work was to lead the youth to be able to build the horizontal section of the aircraft, which is basically the stabilizer and the elevator. And so we did that in like 2 days. And everybody was kind of surprised because they thought it was going to take longer to do that. But I'm sorry, when you have done this before, it's kind of natural. It just comes really naturally. And I have the most amazing people working with me amongst every other person. They are young people and they are very enthusiastic. They are into it. They want to build aircraft. So for me, that was really cool. And they paid attention. They were ready to listen. And I learned a lot from them as well. And so that was what we did. But after that, when the work was over, there was other stuff that needs done, like filing. I love filing. Somebody like filed a few minutes ago and it wasn't as it should be. So I went for it and filed it. Kind of natural, really.
Yes. Your enthusiasm is bubbling out of your skin. You know that?
I don't know.
It is, absolutely. And I'm getting the enthusiasm out of that. That's really cool. And I'll bet you that's fun as a team leader to take the people that are wanting to help and turn that into driven rivets and completion.
I think that's really cool because a lot of them, they came there the very first day really confused. They don't know what to do. And there was a manual in front of us with a lot of skins and other skeletons to put together. And hey presto, within 2 days we had that working. So for them, that was a lot of smile because, you know, there are certain things that when you are doing and there is no short-term sort of reward, kids like that sort of reward.
Absolutely.
So once they saw it, everybody was really thrilled. And for me, that's what makes me happy since a lot of my work in Ghana is involving kids and coming in, getting experience. That was brilliant. And I think they are the best group I've ever worked with.
The Evolution Flight Display System from Aspen Avionics delivers unique reliability and safety features to GA pilots and is truly the most flexible and affordable EFIS available. Aspen Avionics, a new way to look at avionics.
ForeFlight Mobile gives you better situational awareness, more productivity, and simplified decision-making in one elegant app. Start your 30-day trial today and discover the joy of flying with ForeFlight.
The debate is no longer about upgrading GA aircraft with NextGen, it's about financing it. The NextGen GA Fund is about doing just that. Find out more at www.nextgenfund.com.
Waco Classic Aircraft now offers the Great Lakes 2T1A2. Inspired by the classic YMF-5D, it's smaller but with 180 horsepower, simpler avionics, and fully aerobatic. Waco lets you fly simply for the fun of it. www.wacoaircraft.com.
So you've built other Zenith airplanes. How many airplanes have you built?
So far, we have built 3 of them, working on the 4th one in Ghana at the moment. So this is our actual the 5th one we are working on at the moment, and it's brilliant.
So you are an engineer or a mechanic, a
Yes.
certified mechanic, and also a CFI, and you get those licenses in Ghana?
Everything in Ghana.
And how does that work? There's not just a lot of that in
Well-
Ghana, I would suspect.
Our aviation authorities actually have licensed us as an organization to be able to issue the license on behalf of them, because they know we have a good safety record and we make sure everybody gets what they need. And for us, when it comes to flying, we like a win-win game. We want everybody who comes and give us a bit of money, they should know their money is going to doing something really good. And so they have that confidence in us, and we do that for them. But a country as a whole, aviation is not like cotton. But we think somewhere in the future, if we hang in there, over time, people will begin to see what aircraft can do, what they can be used for. And as a developing country, I think once they come to understand that, it will move forward really, really quickly.
Absolutely. And how many airplanes are in Ghana? How many little general aviation airplanes?
If you talk about general aviation aircraft, I will be honest with you, there are not many of them. I think there are less than 100 of them, less than 100 of them. And we are the only private aircraft operators in the whole of the country.
Wow. And how big is Ghana for the people that don't know Ghana very well?
Well, Ghana has a population of about 24 million people. And so it's not a very big country, but when a lot of people hear about Ghana, they think it's a little city, but it's a huge country.
So all of this is an awful lot of stuff to do in life. I mean, you're working on airplanes, you're teaching people airplanes. I understand you have a couple of NGOs that you're also involved
Yes.
in to bring this information and this passion that you share with a lot of people back into the community so that other people can benefit from that. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. The other organizations we have are like other NGOs, but we have only one commercial business, and every money that we make from there, we kind of divert straight into our NGO, like the like of Aviation and Technology Academy. Basically, we take students from other schools, focusing on girls, because women don't have many places in aviation. Because if you look at the history, gone were the days where the women were the ones in charge of building the aircraft instead of going to the war front and fighting and flying the planes. I believe women actually make a lot of better pilots than men, and the men watching me shouldn't be jealous, but that's what the world works like. And so we kind of focus in the women. We bring them into our workshop, we give them a 3-day or 4-day experience of engineering, building aircraft, building other things, workshops, and aviation. This is to boost their confidence, their courage, that women can actually do things that men can do, and we can do them better. Example is me, Melissa. There are so many other women. I met 3 Roses today. I mean, Rosie Derivatives, and they were really awesome. They saw me and they were kind of surprised that a woman is drilling. This is what we need. Women have their place in aviation, and it's high time we encourage our young people, especially the women, to go into aviation, because there is a place in there. And the other organization, which is MOM, Medicine on the Move, at the moment, our Zenith CH701 we have like a huge hole in the bottom of the plane, and we take a lot of health educational materials. And when we go into rural communities where they don't have roads and potable water and education, we actually drop these packages to them to show them how to be healthy, washing their hands after using the loo, washing their hands before they eat, washing their hands before feeding their children is really important. And with this, we believe when we can do this in communities by changing lives through one flight at a time.
And the common route is an airplane, is aviation.
An airplane, exactly. Aviation is really huge, and it changes lives.
Well, you are doing amazing things, and I salute you. And I thank you for spending some time with us, because it's important to get the message out of what you're doing and let other people know that it's possible for them as well.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank
If a
you.
woman from Ghana can get this done, think about how easy it is for most of us in the U.S. We have
Yeah.
more resources and more
I have a
available.
punchline I like to always tell every young person.